or rather, welcome back to us, because we had a small issue there in the
Germany
disconnect
issue.
land.
Sorry.
Yeah, well, Germany internet, go we. That's good trade on to Taki, but Slater and Paulette definitely getting the advantage in the 2v2 flash force from Taki. They're gonna try and force one from Shogun as well. Okay, that's flash from Paulette, but it's matched by Shogun. They can't quite finish off the kill.
They can't.
But the cleanse forced by from the Saigon Buffalo bot lane. Can we see if SBTC can capitalize on that in the next few minutes?
And absolutely strong, and just shows how Zeri Lulu, who looked like he's getting bot lane, and also R, definitely still have strong level 1, strong level 2 power spikes, which you definitely have to respect, especially with Zeri having this skill shot auto attack and then loading up for this one regular auto attack that definitely hits like a truck. And that's just catching Shogun and Tagi by surprise, burning 3 summoner spells on their end. However, to be fair, also 3 summoner spells burn on the other side, so in that regard, not the end of the world. Either way, the Cull start Zeri definitely showing up a good progress of the early game. And now Shogun potentially recoiling very early. They are recoiling disconnected though. Wouldn't they be faster if they recoil together? But it's just saving time for one, but you don't really have a net time window that you win there. So it's probably whatever. Either way, looking kind of heartbreaking that they are recoiling next to each other and not with each other. As here we see Hasmet.
They lost it pretty badly. They're probably arguing.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Have a good control of this lane. Yep. But this time we see the pathing from SBTC. DNK has made his way towards the top side. He's going to be spotted on a ward and just have to walk away. But now Guri is on the spot side. There is a very vulnerable Lulu. They have a ward down in the river brush, but
Fog is moving as well.
Breaker over the wall, or even just a flash over the wall. And Guri could make this really bad. Play has to be extremely careful.
Yeah, and there is a control, so they would spot Guri or Foggy if they manage to walk up in this brush or even the area around the brush, so they can't really be too over-eager on this one. And actually end up not going for it. I mean, summoner spells down goes both ways, right? I mean, you just know hard won this trade, but it could have been very detrimental to SBTC if they would overextend into this one. That it ends up not really mattering altogether that much. SGB now down a little bit of gold, and the lanes aren't really working that well in their favor. Jungle being down a bit of a camp, and also the bot lane suffering from that earlier blow that really happened against them. Gotta say though, Hasmet, the one we expected to fall down in the early game a little bit, is very much so even against the Cassandra. So that is definitely something that they can play towards in the later stages of the game. So overall, a very slow start to this early game. No kills in the first 5 minutes. Gotta say, not really VCS typical, but in recent times VCS has been going down a lot slower than usual.
Yeah, VCS has slowed down a lot, and on 13.5, even more so. Just a much more quieter patch, quieter region than we are used to. This time now, DNK is going to make his way down. Is not spotted on the crab, but might have been spotted on the crossover. Waiting for that Q to come back up. It's a long bloody cooldown, but do not seem to be aware. Wave is pushing back into the side of SGB.
He wants to strike right now. Guri would be too late for it. DNK going in with the permafrost and also the glacial assault here. As Shogun falls down prey to Slater, who uses a ghost and also tries to go into Tark. He can't quite finish him off with the lightning crash as well. And now it's just one kill for them. And Guri being just a bit too late for the play.
Yep, just not quite able to punish that flash timing very well is the side of SBTC. Ghost had come back up from Slater and could convert that extremely well. So
Dia 1.
Okay, Dia with the flash engaged. Now there's no hope with that miasma going down. Beautiful turn from Dia 1, just caught Froggy completely unawares. That's a solo kill for the Snake. And this is just a beautiful, good Q flash from the side of DNK and quick rundown with this CC.
Yeah, absolutely fantastically played, and just the bot lane kind of being overextended, right? Not really being synced to their own jungler in the mid lane we see. Dia 1 only at the catalyst, right? But that's apparently enough to burst Foggy down from 100 to 0. Level 6 against level 5. Hits 1Q, then just chase him down with the poison fangs. Here, 1Q actually missing, so he can just now wait a little bit long in this lane, but this is an awful wasted. Oh, the turnaround flash. That would have caught me by surprise as well, letting the stun Miasma onto the bottom, and he can't just get out. Foggy now dying, and maybe we'll praise the draft from SGB a tad too much as they are getting outplayed in the laning phase itself.
Oh yes, absolutely. No matter what, execution trumps draft, and this is coming up fantastic for the side of SBTC so far. Off to a resounding start, kill onto Zeri, kill onto Cassio, and these are champions that are meant to take a little bit to get their feet in the door. It's going to be an attempt by Targi, but Slater is going to dodge the knockup and be just fine. Jungler's now moving back out onto the map. Top side is the way to go for a DNK. Can he try and salvage this top side? Because it is going pretty rough for Enpa right now. He has a big wave to catch, so the CS is a bit misleading right now, but that's going to cost him a plate, at least you would imagine.
Yeah, especially with Demolish being there. No Bami Cinder or anything. So he could just easily go for this one without being aggroed. And Foggy is also like covering this play, so potentially if DNK would have looked for a gank, it would have been a 2v2 that might just turn around in Saigon Buffalo's favor. So the lanes are kind of all going opposite as expected, right? Jax beating on Cassante, Talia losing against Cassiopeia, and also Zaya Khan losing lane against Zeri Lulu. Not what we usually see, but either way, that can happen. Outplay potential still there, also for the potentially losing side. So Saigon Buffalo now actually down quite a bit, right? 1,500 gold at the 8 minute definitely still means a lot. However, they did get the first cloud break of the game, so that's at least something that they can have to their name. As the Herald just now spawned, DNK already looking to secure this one. As Gui is pathing away from that one, will not go for the contest.
There's something I'm wondering with this with the Vi. There was some changes. I don't think they actually came through yet. They're not actually even on live yet, but it sort of wanted to push Vi into a bit more of an AD builder and move her away from the Black Cleaver into tank build. Maybe this is sort of a preemptive response into that. I don't know. I don't see any other reason why there's such a change to this Divine Sunder coming out from the Vi builds when it's not happening anywhere else.
Is it? I mean, otherwise I have seen Radiant Virtual Vice, but they are like quite more on the tanky side and do less damage on their own. I mean, I don't like these utility Vi builds in general. I think she's a champion that definitely needs to deal some damage herself to really enable her carries as much, because they usually can't run out to zero the carries that they are focused by the cease and desist in general. And here we see Hasmit clapping onto Amper. That's an all out, but does he really want to fight this one? That's what I really wonder. I think both kind of pulling away from that one, and it would have been a very close 1-for-1 with Grandmaster at arms being used. I think Hasmit could have won this, especially within his own minion wave, but might just not go for the whiskey. Also don't quite know. Maybe DNK is looking on the corner, maybe Gui is looking on the corner, and he actually was. So smart from Amper to pull away from that one.
Yeah, it looked a little bit weird. Amper kind of all outing in the wrong direction to get the if he was going to go for the all out, has the Q to knock Cosmet into away from him and plays it out just fine. Slater's gonna try and crash this wave, maybe try and get a plate where he can. There's a Rift Herald over the corner, and they're just gonna pass that. They're just gonna pass that quickly over to the side of Slater, not really actually looking to put a threat down. Just a quick crash. Does actually get to go off. Thought maybe they were gonna have a little bit enough damage. Not quite, but it's a good bit of pressure. It's a good bit of gold for the Zeri, and it sets them up nicely to get the vision down required to make this next dragon go their way and avoid a snowball that they're looking to the side of SGB.
Yeah, it's looking like quite the opposite actually, right? SBTC is firmly adding gold right now. More than 2,000 gold by now. That's definitely a surprise. Maybe a welcome one, but maybe not. Depends on whose team you're really a fan of. And already the Word of Age is being started by Casper. But either way, Gui getting the kill to Slater, you would have wanted to give this over to someone else. But killing Slater seems more than fine for them, as Foggy disengages with the Seismic Shove on the other side. And manages to stay alive for this one. Overall, however, SBTC in very good game state right now. Word of Ages and plus tier already for Cassiopeia. It's stacking very, very quickly. However, they might get this Drake, as Slater is yet to be seen on the Rift, just now respawning. Probably too late though, because he will be there in time, while SGB just now burned a lot of tools.
Yeah, Slater, the death timers are short enough that he will actually be able to contest the Drake. And yeah, there's not much Slater could have done here. He just kind of got chain CC'd to death.
Oh, they're trapping.
Yeah, this is a bait.
But they are 3, but
he's
there's
gonna jump
4.
to Slater. That's a good flash, and now the lightning crash comes down. Guri is going to be mown down by Slater as the rest of the fight is actually going the way of SBTC as well.
Palette Giga
needs
Chat.
that final kill. Give him the blood. No blood for the blood god. Palette will be disappointed. But on the other side, Guri goes down to Slater. Shogun goes down to DO1 and DNK. Gonna trade for some turret plates, but it's not gonna be a response from SGB unless Froggy finds a good ultimate topside. They should be calling for this.
Yeah, SGB here looking to trap them, but then SBTC saying, I'm not locked in here with you, you are locked in here with me, and going for the Uno reverse card, following up with a 4v3 play where SGB couldn't really extend back to the turret. Palette not really winning this bottle combat against Taki over there as he gets healed right back up with the Gleaming Quill being hit and the reward being claimed, so he can't just get dove by Taki. Otherwise, it would have been a 3-4-0 plus the Drake for the side of SBTC. With that, it's in quotation marks only 2 kills and a Drake, but that of course making them very strong in this mid game. Already ahead more than 3000 gold by now. And SGB, they really need to rely on Husband right now to carry this game, because otherwise the map isn't really going in their favor at all.
Yeah, Froggy made his way to the top side using that Weaver's Wall, but Enpa has apparently just flashed away. He's going to lose a little bit of tower structure damage potentially, and there's a lot of pressure topside, so if he does stay for this wave, they could collapse. Very quick rotation, especially with this Empowered Blast Cone. Still has all out available, does Empa, so can he outplay this 3v1? Doesn't seem very likely.
They can't.
Yeah, no, he's just going to fall down. There's Dia1, and there's even Taki, so they can go for round 2. They don't have a wave, but it's traded for a tower to Slater, so gold still going for the side of SBTC.
They are very happy with that, I guess, on the bigger picture, as they can't really get the turret push going. I mean, right now they can, and they actually got Emperor, but I mean, expanding a TP to defend the play in the longer one, DR1 can now probably attack this wave and prevent further damage from happening as Slater get the first turret of the game. There's so much gold influx into his pockets now, with them being even stronger within this game. They're already scaling well, but they are propelling so far further ahead and not really anything working out SGB's way so far. Also just this kill right now, not going into Hasmet's pocket, so he can't really make much of it. And the Glacier put him with Froggy, he's just down. And a kill to Slater. SGB kind of falling apart here. And this is, I need to clear up the ramifications, but here in the bigger picture, it's such an important series, but SGB needs to win right now. They need to face the direct opposition and get those wins, otherwise playoffs are done for them.
Yeah, they're of course not mathematically locked out if they lose here, but it's going to be harder and harder if they fall down. And this plant from Froggy, it's an all an elaborate bait. He sees DNK, he wants to harass the red buff, he doesn't spot the Zeris in the bush until it's way too late. Free pickup for Slater, and a lot of it's just a very things going in the way of for the side of SBTC. If you're Wales or a Wales fan, you're probably wondering which way you want it to go. There's a part of you that wants SBTC to just keep getting as many wins as possible on the basis of you don't have, if they keep climbing up, if they take this game at the very least, this series at least, it makes for SGB's job a little harder to climb above you, and then you just hope the strength of schedule knocks SBTC back down a couple of pegs when they go up against Garm, when they go up against Cerberus.
Oh, Froggy.
And for once a kill.
I think he might just like into the all-out, goes into the stasis at least, and but just kills him. And Froggy, the third dive of the game, definitely not showing up in this important series, or this is important game. I actually like Froggy the most in the loss that he had in this Lissandra game, which is kind of ironic, but yeah, here goes to show that maybe Gui should be the Talia pilot in this game in particular. But yeah, they chose against it, and SBTC definitely punishing him. I mean, it started with this one solo kill for DR1, and just now him getting picked off twice in almost the same spot, basically. Here's to show that SGB not making good arguments for their potential playoff one this split, and yeah, SBTC definitely happy to see this one. As well as potentially fans from teams of Cerberus, fans of Wales, fans of GARM, SGB. Like, historically, one of the contenders against GARM doesn't look to be in this time.
Yeah, it's gonna be good for SBTC as well. They made their first playoffs ever last split, and that was a very, very close sneak in that they almost didn't make it. It was pretty much down to that last couple of days that locked them in. This time around, if they win this one, they will be sitting pretty comfortably with a sizable lead over the next best. So it's always going up for this team, for the chickens. And if they can get this, they will match Cerberus in wins. Cerberus will have to play Wales later today, and if they are not later today, later this week.
Not another series. 3 series is a bit of a lot for our sleeping schedule either way. This will happen another time. Either way, so with that, maybe getting their butts kicked in a little bit, as they definitely need to start winning again, as losing to Box definitely isn't the play, especially not 0-2. As SBTC claims this Chemtech break uncontested, but very much expected, so they are firmly ahead of in control in this game. 2 items for the side of DR1. He will finish his Sword of Ages in a few minutes, in 2 minutes as to be exact. They will trade it for this auto turret in the top lane, but this was standing gold. It was inevitable to fall, that not being much to write home about. And now SGB may be looking to collapse here, but actually not. I mean, DNK is a very good front line, right? It's Radiant, Virtue, Merc, Threat, Sejuani, can't really make anything against it. And DR1, no pressuring this turret. He should be a lot stronger than Foggy right now. And when does whatever agent completes, he gets a free level, so he will be even further ahead in experience, and especially Cassiopeia makes a lot of use of levels as she gets more movement speed with that one, and that alone just means so much for a champion like this to really run down the enemy targets or escape from those.
Yeah, we're definitely expecting that Sonya's to come on through, give a bit more counterplay against the likes of Guri, who will be trying their best. That's a good pullback on Split, and now the collapse is coming through. Teleport in as well from Emperor. Flash out from DR1. In comes the cease and desist. The ultimate gets nothing, but Slater is untouched. Slater is bouncing these lightning crashes through the enemy team. It's a 1-0. DR1 survived it all. And now the push comes in. They're going to take this tower. Can they continue? Can they push for more? Doesn't seem likely. It's a good pullback. And no more tools available for SBTC. It's just the kill. It's just the tower. And it falls apart for Buffalo's attempt to come back into the game.
Yeah, and this really like diminishes my hope for SGB a lot, because they actually got the catch onto DR1. They actually had a not so good ultimate and also a kind of bad timed flash on their side, but it still was not enough to get either him down or get anyone down at all. It was a fight Saigon Buffalo was even choosing, and they were still losing that fight, losing 1 kill and the turret on top of it, losing more map control, resulting in this one as here we see again DR1 flashing very early, then gets chased by the season desist. Yet this Petrifying Gaze not really hitting anyone quite completely, so it was a bad fight from the start for SBTC, and they still win it because they're just so far ahead. It's so easy to play for them, and SGB really being very void of hopes right now. The only hope, I addressed it earlier, was Hasmet, but Hasmet is on a Jax, it goes 2 damage items. He's not really like the born team fighter either, so in those 5v5s it can be easily forced for SBTC. It's so easy for them to just get win after win and just keep forcing those objectives. Maybe even an early Baron on the table for them, as that has just now spawned as well, with the 20-minute mark being passed, and they actually instantly pull the trigger.
Yeah, even though Guri is in the area, but with the Cassiopeia, with this area, this Baron is going to take so much damage. I feel they're just looking for the turn. Emperor has found Guri, and he is going to keep that man as far away as possible, has the all out and can take Guri away. There he is. He's going to find a 3-man pushback, going to pull Guri into the team, straight into the Petrifying Gaze, and it'll be Slater that slams home the kill. It's a Baronet a kill for the side of SBTC. 6,000 gold ahead. It might be lights out for the Buffalo.
And I just gotta credit SBTC, they are so confident in just going for this play, but 20-minute Baron is something that we don't usually see. I mean, with a Cassiopeia it's a bit more likely, and also like a hyper carry on their side, being with an Enchanter, and also a good tank to really tank it up is something that you could sometimes go for, but they're just starting off his Baron, not panicking when Gooby is close to it, just using the Cassandra with the Aura to knock him out of the pit, to just rush down this Baron. And SGB, they tried their best to really contest it, but they had absolutely no chance. I mean, they had to kind of contest it because a 20-minute Baron is very, very cocky and like one comeback chance in general, but SBTC was having nothing of that. They just do it as they really should, rush down the Baron, knock Gouvet out, get the Baron, get one pickup as a follow-up as well, and they are now even further at 7,000 gold on their side, and they can just easily march down this mid lane, maybe with a 5-man squad, maybe with one side in split push fight. Even against the Jax, we just now shouldn't really be able to win these 1v1s as hard as he usually should. So SBTC can do absolutely anything they want in this game, should be on the lookout to at least get this Drake within the time of the Baron, maybe even another two in the bot lane, as there's still standing gold for them. And Saigon Buffalo has absolutely nothing to hope for in this game.
Yeah, they're gonna send Artifact down to push that wave, and I think a rotation into the bot lane tower into Dragon should be the final result of this Baron, unless SGB overstep, which is of course possible. We are now getting closer to level 16 of Cassiopeia, the next ultimate rank up. Slater has reached 3 items. On the Zeri is going to be doing so much damage, going to be so hard to catch with these quick blades dashing all over the place. And DNK slowly approaching a Warmogs so he can just sit there and take a huge amount of punishment. Also, it's worth pointing out, Paulette actually only finished his Shirelia's just at 20 minutes. He picked it up alongside Slater's quick blades, so Paulette feeling a little bit starved for anything, I have to say.
Supports in general, right? I mean, that's the only item he gets all game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's not an ideal engage, but he gets a flash from Forgy, so it's probably fine. At this Baron Import cannon minion can not quite finish the turret, but the follow-up push can absolutely. As SBTC can push further. But also, like, the experience lead is so huge, right? Cassiopeia very close to level 16. Forgy just now at 14. That's almost a 2-level gap between the AD carries as well. And now here we see the dive, maybe.
The knockback onto Shogun will force the ultimate. It can't gain the quickness, doesn't connect to anyone. They're gonna only half health the turret. It saves the turret, but they can back off into this Dragon. No problem at all. Dia just gonna quickly start that one up. SBTC in firm control of this game. They just need to close it out. They are not quite at the 10,000 gold lead, so that means Buffalo should not be winning team fights against them like in game 1. That's how that works, I'm pretty sure. And okay, we have to sort of ask, can Buffalo get back without some kind of big miraculous Rift Herald, or not Rift Herald, Elder Dragon? Completely different objective.
I can say not many things for absolute certainty, but they can't come back in this game with a Rift Herald. I think that's completely impossible.
Are you sure? What about the secret third Rift Herald?
I mean, maybe that's like exactly the thing they need, because like anything that is like explainable with our process of logic is out of the window for now. I mean, maybe an Elder Drake is like the closest thing. Maybe a Baron. But all jokes aside, yeah, Slater is a witch man this game, for sure.
3,000 gold ahead of the next player.
It's absolutely SBT's game to lose right now. I mean, SGB needs 1, maybe 2 major mistakes for them to even have a chance back into this game. It's so doomed right now. I mean, 4 minutes for this next Chemtech Drake. It would be the soul for the side of SBTC. And I mean, we have a lot of Chemsoul today, a lot of Chemsoul discussion as well today. And I mean, who can you really one-shot on the side of SBTC? They definitely make good use of it. I mean, it's one of Aegis Zonia's Cassiopeia. She's tanky enough, especially with the Seraph shield. It's a shield bow Zeri. I mean, those will drop low and then heal back up again with all the damage they really do. And the tanks especially can also make good use of it. So, yeah, good.
I tell you what, Paulette better watch his step. He can be one shot if he's not CC'd, can't hit the wild growth. That man is going down. But yeah,
if he breaks both hands from pressing W and E and ultra much, then he might just get one shot. But also, like, if he gets one shot, then all the cooldowns are blown on him. I think they might also be fine, kind of. That's how far ahead SBTC really is.
Yeah, it really is. At pretty much knocking on death's door. Said Slater 3,000 gold ahead of DL1, who is at the next closest, which puts him at a comfortable 5 ahead of Shogun. Kind of see it there. It's a full Runar's Hurricane. It's a BF sword on top of that. There is so much gold for Slater right now. He is doing so much damage. And Cassiopeia as well, not to be snuffed at, working towards that Rod of Ages, Rylai's Crystal Scepter with that Giant's Belt in hand.
DNK might just go for the engage here. No, he doesn't quite.
You have to cut through DNK and put to get to them. Baron on the cards. SGB, maybe they don't have a wave, so they can't just try and cheat up mid lane. Can Guri find the angle? He has a good way in. He hasn't been spotted. Can he steal it? Can he keep SGB in the game a little bit longer? In comes Weaver's Wall.
Should not be allowed to flip anything. Like, this shouldn't be a flip. Like, there's a Blast Plant, there's a Flash, there's a Vault Breaker, there's a Cease and Desist. SBTC needs to play cleanly.
Now they kill Shogun! That's what they're gonna do instead. They found the turn. It's a good Blade Caller, so no one's actually gonna die. Hasmed, maybe. Yes, he gets knocked back. The Zhonya's is gonna keep him alive a little bit. He's actually able to flash Sleep Strike away. But Enpa doesn't want to stop. It's a petrifying gaze to slow them down. It's a kill for Slater. It's a second. Can he get a third? Can he get a fourth? No, it's going to be taken by DNK. And that does not matter. The teleports to the top side. They've got a wave. They're going to crash it in. And that should be the game. SBTC secure their 7th win, tying that score with Cerberus. Tying almost for second place in the wins. For second place in the wins column, and Buffalo feel playoffs start to slip away.
And I just gotta give credit to SBTC. I mean, good macro for them this game, good micro as well. Like, winning this lane matchup, they absolutely shouldn't win and just steamrolling over that. With the scanning composition, they just snowball all over Saigon Buffalo. And damn, aside from Husband playing good laning phase, didn't really have much to write home about in this game. And with that, might have prevented themselves with a good draft, especially, just to still not really have a chance to go for playoffs.